Welcome to Barron's Roundtable, where we get behind the headlines and prepare you for the week ahead. I'm Jack Otter. Coming up, we've got the Roundup from Barron's annual Roundtable, what the smart money is buying. Plus, it's the 5-year anniversary of the meme trade, how GameStop permanently changed investing. We begin with our expert panel and 3 things investors ought to be thinking about right now. On the Barron's Roundtable, my colleagues Al Root, Elizabeth O'Brien, and Josh Schaefer. So, Josh, the volatility this past week wasn't crazy by historic standards, but it's the first time that I remember market-moving news coming out of the Alps.
Yeah, Jack. So we had some news coming out of Davos, right? And really who was driving that was President Trump. So President Trump coming out in that economic forum and speaking and talking about trying to acquire Greenland. And really the market moving part of it seemed to be the tariffs, right? So he came out and said he wanted to place new tariffs starting February 1st on 8 NATO nations. That sends the stock market for its worst day in 3 months on Tuesday. Then, the dial, how it works. He shut it off and stocks bounce back and we basically close the week sort of flat. Something I think at this point we're a little bit used to. That's just sort of how this tariff back and forth has worked.
In fact, investors are getting so used to it, I think they started buying the dip even before he announced he was rolling it back. They kind of predicted that. Meanwhile, the small cap rally continues. It's getting to kind of a crazy level. Explain that.
Yeah, Jack. So we saw the Russell 2000 outperform the S&P 500 again this week. Russell had been on a 14-day winning streak. Ended on Friday. The Russell 2000 fell almost 2% on Friday. But that 14-day winning streak outperformance over the S&P 500, the longest streak since 1996. So that's over 28 years, 29 years that the S&P had been outperforming the Russell to that extent. And so what you see here is really sort of a cyclical shift in the market, right? The Russell kind of outperforming because perhaps people feel better about the economy. If you look at the Russell 2000, Jack, 75% of revenues are in the U.S., and then you look at the S&P 500, a little under 60% of revenues are in the U.S., so more of a U.S. tilt for that small cap index.
Yeah, I mean, most investors are probably underweight small caps if they have any exposure at all. What's the best way to get in?
So the broad way, Elizabeth, would be IWM, right? That's sort of your broad Russell 2000 ETF. But another thing we've been looking at in this rotation is a value play, right? So if you look at Vanguard's VBR, that gets you kind of that value tilt to rotate out of maybe AI tech stocks and get more small cap value. We've also seen the Barron's Investor Circle stock picks doing pretty well that we have within the small cap space. So that's Brunswick Corp. They're a boat maker. They sell boats. Option Care Health, and then Peabody Energy. Again, sort of cyclical plays that are more tied to maybe the consumer than just sort of buying AI data centers all day long.
And not just any boats. I think you're a New England guy, Boston Whaler. Come on.
Boston Whaler Center Console, Jack. Love it.
We're going to talk earnings in just a minute, but otherwise, what are you looking for next week?
I think the Fed meeting is going to be huge. We're talking about this rotation in the market. What does Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell say about the state of the labor market and the economy? I care a little bit less about rate cuts at this point. I don't think that's why small caps are rallying. I think it's about the health of the U.S. economy and how sure he is that this labor market weakening we've seen is not going to get worse.
Yeah, they'll be parsing all that language. Elizabeth, Josh talked about the strength of the economy maybe driving small caps, but investors clearly are hedging their bet. Silver, gold soaring.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's rare to see stocks and gold go up together, but that's exactly what we've seen over the past year. Gold is up about 80%, S&P 500 is up 15%, and silver recently joined the party. It's up 37% in just this year alone. So why the rally? Gold is typically, thought of as a safe haven asset. It's rallying on geopolitical tensions and also buying by central banks. Silver, on the other hand, has more industrial uses. It's used in solar panels, so the demand is rising for those kind of uses. Now, it's a smaller market than gold. It's more volatile, and some advisors are cautious about getting in at these levels.
And also the dollar's falling. After Trump's comments, the dollar fell further, so that's always a tailwind for gold. So is it true that with commodity cycles, especially gold, they can last a long time? Can it last long enough for Elizabeth and Jack and Al to get in?
I hope so. I have real gold FOMO. I haven't gotten in yet. I'm hoping. And people say gold probably does have some more room to shine. Just don't overdo it,
I have silver FOMO. I mean, I get gold just as a store of value, but silver is more of an industrial metal for me. I don't necessarily know why people pile into that one.
Well, they're certainly cashing in. People are selling their silver at these levels. I just took a spin through the Diamond District here near our office. There were lines out the door.
They're wetting silver.
Yes.
Grandma's rolling over in her
It's all
grave.
going.
Yeah.
Al, let's talk earnings real quick. This past week, we saw some big names not do so well.
Yeah, GE, Aerospace, Intel, Netflix, 3M. It was a bit of a wobbly week. They all reported earnings. They all fell. Intel got crushed. You know, with the Netflix and the Intel, you know, a bit of a special situation. Intel's a turnaround. It was up 145% coming into earnings. So I don't know if we can use those two as tech bellwethers, but it wasn't the start you'd want.
Yeah, and with Netflix, it's the possible purchase of Warner Brothers. Next week, we got the Mag 7 reporting.
Yeah, we have 100+ companies worth $20 trillion reporting. The big ones, like you say, Meta, Microsoft, Tesla, Apple, but you also get GE, Vernova, Honeywell, Cat, Lockheed, Visa. So it's a really big deal. I would look for three things. On the Mag 7, we want AI momentum. It's the market. We want, and then in some of the industrials and other companies, you want the 26 outlooks. And then third, and maybe even least important, I'd like to see a strong finish to 25, so we don't have to, buy the hope that 26 will improve in the second half. Investors hate that.
Yeah, every year you hear that story. Well, if these smaller companies can show they're actually using those AI products to become more productivity, and productivity is surging, maybe we'll get a good story.
That would be euphoric.
Alrighty, thanks, guys.